We also talked a bit, Alan, about the serve as well. Both players are pretty big servers. They can win points, get free points off the serve. That's going to be a critical area as well.
Muguruza wins about 2/3 of the points on her first serve across the season. Kvitova wins 71% of points on her first serve.
We often talk about the serve and the stat and how important it is for first serves. It becomes a little cliche, but in this match, it will be important, I think, for Muguruza, a little bit more than Kvitova, to get that first serve going. Kvitova loves to step in, take the return early, especially on the second serves. Early, we see some very physical points. That last one, a lot of back and forth, heavy hit, ground strokes. Kvitova just pulling that last one wide, a little slow getting up to it.
So a service hold to open the match for Garbine Muguruza, and no change ends for Kvitova to get ready to serve. Just watching that positioning of Kvitova when Muguruza missed the first serve, stepping inside the baseline to try and catch that second serve early.
Yes, I mean, that's the move that Kvitova tries to make as often as possible. She's going to step in a little more than Muguruza, try to take it on the rise, try to bully Muguruza around the court early in points off the second serve.
Muguruza playing at number 3 here. Presents the highest ranked opponent that Kvitova has faced since she's returned to play at the French Open back in May. But the interesting twist on that is that all 6 of Kvitova's losses this year have come against lower ranked opponents than her.
That's right. That's nicely done by Kvitova. Didn't panic with Muguruza moving in, closing off the court. Stayed down and threw that shot. But some of those matches for Kvitova, those losses, are about the matchups as well as the fact that, you know, she wasn't all the way back yet. Still is trying to get herself fully back in form. I think a match like this for Kvitova, this is going to help her because she's got to come out and be focused. She has to play her best tennis, and sometimes that helps you as a player. That extra pressure you know is going to be in that match. It helps you get there a little bit quicker. So this can actually help play Kvitova into better form. But I think over the course of the match, one of the strengths of Muguruza is her ability to hit, to work the halves of the court, but be consistent hitting through the court. And that's going to be a challenge for Kvitova.
Nicely done, and a quick service hold for Petra Kvitova. If you're not familiar with the story, Kvitova was severely injured in a home invasion last December. Her left hand, with which she holds the tennis racket and plays, was severely damaged, required surgeries and a long, difficult rehabilitation. She returned to play at the French Open in May, is still working her way back to top form, she says, but certainly here this week so far is the best we've seen of her this season. I say that with full knowledge of the fact that she won a tournament at Birmingham earlier in the summer on the grass court.
And that's something Muguruza does so well. She defends, gets that extra ball back, and doesn't just get it back at times. She can get it deep and get herself back in good position. This point was controlled aggression by Garbine Muguruza. Think about the players that Kvitova has played coming through to this round. Beat Jelena Jankovic, Alizé Cornet, and Caroline Garcia.
Just some of the competition she's had all season and the big matches that she's won all summer. Service hold to love for Garbine Muguruza. And at the changeover, we are on serve in this first set between two-time Grand Slam winners. Early in this fourth round match inside Arthur Ashe Stadium between Petra Kvitova and Garbine Muguruza, on serve in the first, playing for the right to go to the quarterfinals at the U.S. Open. Talking about the progression of Petra Kvitova and coming back from those injuries. This U.S. Open is not a tournament where she's had consistent success. Did make that appearance in the quarterfinals, but not consistently up like she is at, say, Wimbledon.
Such smart play by Muguruza. First shot didn't go for the outright pass, but played for more positioning for that second ball.
First
second?
double fault.
Is that the second double fault for first? Yeah.
First, yeah.
First of the match.
One ace, one double fault for Kvitova.
You talk about Kvitova and not having as consistent success here. She struggled at times with heat, and when it's been hotter in previous years, this year it's been a little cooler.
And that's part of adjustment she said she's had to learn how to make to this event. In fact, you know, she talked about how she doesn't practice on the off day between matches anymore. Doesn't come out here to do that from Midtown Manhattan.
Yeah, to conserve some of that energy. A couple of break points here.
Cooked it. And Muguruza gets the first service break of this match. How about the effort to keep those shots in play by Garbine?
That's a perfect example of why you don't quit on a point.
So now with the first lead of the match, and a quick reminder that usopen.org is your online home for point-by-point live scoring and real-time stats and draws. usopen.org, the official tournament site. So serving now with the first lead of the match, Muguruza.
Well, after the toss, and it was Kvitova, who won the toss, elected to receive, and you wonder if that's going to come back to haunt her a little bit, serving behind in the count, getting broken, and it's a much bigger gap when you're serving second.
We talked about earlier in the week the balance between the disadvantage of receiving that opening serve, but also getting to settle into the match a little bit before you go on your serve.
That's the give and take, and you kind of weigh what's more important. And Muguruza has been so solid thus far. One unforced error in the match and already 10 for Kvitova.
Other things she's doing is winning 100% of points when she lands her first serve in play. And that percentage will go down just a tad there as I bring it up.
You can't stay at 100%.
Well, you never know. It'd be a good match. It'd be a good win if you did.
That'd be pretty impressive.
Yeah. Saw Muguruza look back over her right shoulder at that last shot by Kvitova, thinking, gee, should I have stopped and challenged that or not?
It was awfully close, but seemed like it skidded just slightly, which indicates it probably caught the line. Still another game point for Muguruza. Wow, what a get from Garbine Muguruza.
Best way to keep your opponent from hitting it, put that thing up into about the fourth row of the grandstand. Kvitova with a break lead and a consolidation. Beautiful look outside of the Arthur Ashe Stadium at the USTA Billie Jean King National Tennis Center. A rainy morning turned into a beautiful afternoon, and inside the stadium with the roof open tonight, Garbine Muguruza is up a break on Petra Kvitova, with Kvitova to serve here down 1-4.
Great point from Kvitova, holding her ground, weathering the storm. And the barrage from Muguruza. That's an advantage that Kvitova has. The lefty serve can go out wide to a right-hander's backhand, and she can hit down the tee as well. So she has great disguise. Needs to use that serve a little bit more. This is big time hitting, though.
You just hear the thump off the racket, huh?
That was a very physical point. We've seen a number of those types of points tonight. Both of these players hitting the ball so cleanly. That is well done. We talked about Kvitova stepping in on serves, on second serves, but it's been Muguruza who's winning that battle so far, winning 80% points on second serve.
Stepped in, was ready, jumped all over it with power. Second double of the match for Kvitova to go with two aces.
When I mentioned Muguruza winning 80% of points on second serve, she's actually about 70% of winning points on the Kvitova second serve. So she's taking Kvitova out of her service games when she's not getting first serves in. Still a game point here. And another second serve, and Muguruza getting great depth on the return and forcing that error. But we still call it an unforced error. But that was a little bit forced. It's borderline.
I'm not the official scorer.
That's big
Great
serve.
Yeah.
That is clutch.
105 miles an hour on the paint. There's that second serve opportunity again for Muguruza. Great shot. And a challenge coming from Muguruza.
Yeah, that was awfully close. Might have just been wide.
Chase review will tell us.
seeing balls go past me at the net.
Just saw those numbers on second serves, points won, down at 22% for Kvitova.
Advantage.
And it's a struggle for Kvitova with the second serve. It's you're not able to have as aggressive a mindset. You're allowing your opponent to step in this case Muguruza, and she has a break point to have 2 breaks of serve. Sam Sumik there, Muguruza's coach, looking fairly relaxed. And that's critical for Kvitova. The first serve, hitting her spots and keeping Muguruza off balance.
Advantage. Muguruza.
So another break point off the double fault.
Serve has been hot and cold
Yeah,
for
it
Petra for sure.
hasn't gotten it flowing yet. Yeah, that ball right off the baseline, skidding through. But Muguruza is doing an excellent job keeping pressure on Kvitova, making it tough for her to hold serve if she's able to hold.
Pretty long game. Aggressive, which is her style for Muguruza.
Yeah, and she is picking that ball up early, seeing it like a grapefruit out there.
It would be messy if you hit a grapefruit that hard, though.
If only the tennis ball was that big in actuality.
Yeah.
There's just no reply that you can have for that sharp of an angle on the serve.
Kvitova.
And Kvitova just exploding the forehand.
Advantage. Kvitova.
Adding a couple of levels of pace here and right into the open court.
Muguruza was painting the corners in that rally, and yet Kvitova still found a way to win the point. Try to hang on to serve here.
Unbelievably well struck.
So when the serve's working, it's working for Kvitova. When it's not, she's getting hurt by it. She's down 2-4 to Garbine Muguruza in this first set.
And that was an important service hole, and it was the way that Kvitova held. And she won this game. Muguruza didn't lose it. One of the cleanest ball strikers out there. But we talk about confidence and getting matches under your belt, and this is the type of match that Kvitova needs to really elevate her play and continue to raise her level. Muguruza has had these type of matches all summer. She's battled through some tough games.
Yeah.
To win Cincinnati, she had to fight through 8, 9, 10-minute long games. Looks like Kvitova is finding her range. She is hitting and is completely on automatic there. No hesitation.
Long. Is she going to challenge? Ask if she should challenge.
Yeah, that looked long.
Yeah. Talked about Muguruza and the competition that she's faced this summer. She really has had quality wins. 5 wins over top 10 players. Kerber, Kuznetsova again, Pliskova and Halep. Plus going toe-to-toe with Keys.
And getting that win. But when Kvitova is at her best, she's at another level in terms of ball striking.
40.
And she now has a couple of break points.
She's really had a fair amount of success creating that angle with her forehand. Petra Kvitova gets the service break she gave up back and will try and serve to tie up this first set at 4 games apiece. Petra Kvitova looking to serve and consolidate the service break she just earned and tie this first set up at 4 games apiece against the 3rd seed of the U.S. Open, Garbine Muguruza. And serving with new tennis balls.
Love 15.
And you look at Kvitova, how she's worked her way back into this match, and she's still not serving at full capacity. Still a low percentage of first serves. That's an area that can improve.
Yeah, because for both players, when they land the first serve, they win the points most of the time.
15.
And I think also, all things being equal, you maybe give Kvitova the slight edge on the serve because she can get that lefty angle. She can hit all areas of the box, and it's difficult to read and pick up. But that's when she's making first serves.
good.
Nicely done. And you see Muguruza throughout this match focusing on
15,
moving the ball,
13.
not giving Kvitova balls up the middle, allowing her to be stationary when she's hitting out on these ground strokes. Muguruza is working the halves as often as possible. And Muguruza having to guard against the wide serve, and they're getting caught up the tee. That is impeccable placement.
14, 13.
You're going to have a hard time getting a racket on that.
Deuce.
It is already the fourth double fault of this first set for Petra.
Oh, and you could just feel the tension that crept in. The arm didn't get through quite as quickly, wasn't as fluid on her follow through, and didn't get enough spin to bring that ball in.
No advantage, Kvitova.
That's solid stuff from Petra Kvitova. Made the adjustment on the serve, got the first serve in. Not as severe an angle, but it allowed her to play from a more aggressive position.
So after being down 1-4, Petra Kvitova has now tied this first set at 4 games apiece. Two top players hitting power bombs from the baseline. Been fun so far.
Love 15.
Well, and for either player, the smallest drop in focus will be a big problem because they're both hitting the ball so well. They're forcing each other into difficult positions, forcing each other to come up with some of their best tennis.
I think these are a couple of really important
15.
points for Garbine, because after having a big lead in this set, we saw a couple of expressions of frustration on shots she missed, and I think it's an important couple of points to try and reestablish herself here and kind of calm things down.
She's lost some momentum, Muguruza. Wants to try to gain that back.
Thirty, 15.
And it's critical now for Muguruza to try to hold serve. Obviously, if she doesn't hold, she's giving Kvitova the chance to serve for the set, but just to stop the run of games by Kvitova.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Because all of a sudden, Muguruza is now pressing just a little bit more than she's been doing up to this point. She's feeling the additional pressure.
30-14.
Now a break opportunity again for Kvitova to put herself within reach of this first set after being behind by 3 games.
Deuce.
Those are the type of misses that may be a result of not having as many matches under her belt. A missed opportunity there for Kvitova.
Advantage Muguruza.
And to Muguruza's credit, she didn't fade. She got more aggressive there with the serve, with her first ball. Now has a game point to stay on serve.
Wait, please.
Service hold, and an important one for Garbine Muguruza, 5-4 in the first set.
Muguruza leads 5 games to 4 first set.
Petra Kvitova rallying from 1-4 down in this first set, now serving here to stay in the set at 4-5 against Garbine Muguruza.
Love 15.
Fifth double fault of the match, and not the way you want to start out a 4-5 service game.
No, the exact opposite of the first point, type of first point you want to play. This next point, crucial for Kvitova.
And well placed.
15.
Showing very little nerve there, or nerves, I should say. Really beautiful extension, great contact point. And to Kvitova's credit, we talked about the double faults, the 5 she's had. They've come at not great times, but she's made the adjustment almost immediately on serve.
Just keeps firing away. I agree with the crowds. Ooh.
Return from Muguruza was well hit,
14,
but Kvitova just gave her one better right back and used the solidness, used the pace from Muguruza, added to it.
So Kvitova with the service hold, and we are at 5 apiece in this first set.
You just wonder here, what will be the small difference?
Yeah, we thought we saw it earlier.
Yeah.
Right?
It looked like we were seeing it, but Kvitova, she's just raised the level of her tennis, hitting more confidently with bigger margins, but still great pace and depth.
Now in the 5-all game, the pressure back on this side of the net to Muguruza to hold serve and keep the advantage of position in the serving rotation.
Muguruza in great position now in this service game, but she hits the ball so solidly, so well, so clean, Muguruza, and it's almost like it's played Kvitova into a better rhythm. Kvitova working so hard to catch that ball in the air. Looked like she was in trouble for a moment. But what a great aggressive play. Trying to put that additional pressure, take a little bit of time away from Muguruza, and it worked.
Just couldn't get around behind that enough to get it a few inches over toward the right. Garbine's first double fault of this match.
And Kvitova has started stepping in on the Muguruza serve, really putting pressure.
Yeah, that stands out in the statistics because where Muguruza was winning almost all the points on her first serve earlier, it's down to just
dropped.
60%.
Yeah, dramatic drop.
Kvitova setting up a break point.
30-14.
There's almost nothing you can do when Kvitova is able to step in this way and take control of a point. Not even close to missing this one. And that's what it's going to take for Muguruza. I mean, she has got to serve well. She has to continue to hit her targets, hit her spots, and keep Kvitova off balance on the return. But how nice was that point? Muguruza serving out wide, serving to open up the court, the forehand court, and hitting through her lane. It's a great 1-2 punch. Excellent get by Kvitova, finding a way to just put that ball back in play. That's competing.
chance to break. Got that ball right on the line. Let it skid a little bit. Muguruza couldn't get to it. Now has to defend again to keep from being in a real bad spot.
Kvitova gets a service break and will have the chance to serve to win this first set after being behind by 3 games earlier.
Very interesting turn of events in this first set. After Garbine Muguruza led 4-1, Petra Kvitova now serving for the set at 6-5.
Love 15.
And Muguruza can maybe hope for 1 or 2 misses from Kvitova. Kvitova coming down just a little bit from that high that she's on.
Love 13.
That is just Muguruza working in that point, finding a way, making the adjustment, and keeping Kvitova deep in the court. It's not easy to do point in and point out, but it is a must.
A bit of a mad scramble on that one.
Yes.
Put the ball off the dead court as well.
Miss Kvitova challenged the ball on the left as the ball's called out.
Let's see what Chase Review says.
Second service.
Got the sideline, but a little too far down.
That doesn't count. Another net cord from Kvitova, and once again Muguruza makes the adjustment.
Miss Kvitova has
shot
2 challenges remaining.
Got a little tricky in the end. Muguruza very close to the net. Great concentration.
By the time she got to that ball, she really only had one direction she could go with it.
And she had to go well in that direction.
Yeah.
15
One
and
break
14.
point saved. Huge moment for Muguruza. If she can get the service break and send this first set to a tiebreak.
That would be fitting when you consider how well they've both played.
Yep.
Game Muguruza.
Wow, big
all
turn of
first
events
set
there.
tiebreak.
Service break, serving at
Both players will receive an
6-5.
additional challenge.
And so we will go to a tiebreak in this first set.
Yeah, the double faults from Kvitova. That's been the one area of struggle, the timing of them.
Thank you, players already. Thank you.
First to 7, have to win by 2.
This is where Kvitova has to do a mental reset after double faulting that game away. A bad miss, the very first point. Didn't make Muguruza work for it. Has to settle down here. Another miss. Yeah.
Muguruza got to that serve out wide, got it back in play, and gave the opportunity for perhaps her opposition to make that mistake, and it paid off.
You have to give your opponent a chance to make the mistake sometimes. Everybody's nervous, a little tight.
So up a mini break, second serve coming here.
Oh, that may be a missed opportunity for Muguruza there. Had a good look at the second serve, but still up the mini break.
Even though Muguruza served, Kvitova dictated that entire point.
And that is aggressive, confident tennis there. On the baseline, not giving up ground. Muguruza well behind the baseline and just couldn't close off that angle.
Kvitova is challenging the ball right baseline. The ball was called in.
See what Chase Review says on this. I'm not going to make any prediction.
I'm not either. I'm going to wait for
It was that close.
Yes. Right on. And these points are not for the faint of heart. These women are hitting out on their shots. They're going for it.
So we're back on serve in this tiebreak.
For Muguruza, she's so solid from the ground, but if any shot is maybe a little less confident on, it's the forehand side. Sometimes she can have a few more errors on that side, and Kvitova picking on it in that last point.
So 3 apiece as they change sides in what has been a back and forth opening set. Muguruza racing out to a 4-1 lead. Kvitova breaking back and tying it up at 4-4, then having a chance after breaking at 5-all to go up 6-5, serving for the set, double faulted. And here we are in the tiebreak.
Look at the depth that both players are getting. When one player hits it just a little bit short, as Muguruza did there, Kvitova was on it. And they are trying to take advantage of every opportunity to close off the court. Pushed it long.
Ms. Muguruza is challenging the call. Left baseline, the ball was called out.
Muguruza had put herself in great position. That down the line forehand was spot on.
Let's see what Chase Review says.
Yeah, just got a little tentative on the volley.
5-3 Kvitova.
So an opening here for Petra. Double fault at 5-3 in a tiebreak. Ouch.
Ms. Muguruza has 3 challenges remaining.
And after the volley miss, the double fault is just devastating.
Can Kvitova close it out here? Down 3 games. Petra Kvitova comes back to win it in a tiebreak. It has taken the first set in an hour and 4 minutes. It was a fascinating first set for sure. What will happen in the second?
That's us, that's me. That's me.
Second set.
Hey.
Kvitova to serve.
Another great crowd inside Arthur Ashe Stadium watching 2 great Grand Slam champions
Thank
go
you, ladies and
toe-to-toe.
gentlemen. Players are ready.
Petra Kvitova rallies from behind to
Any
win the
seat for
first set
now?
in a tiebreak.
Thank you.
Now we start the second with a spot in the quarterfinals against Venus Williams on the line. Oh,
That's nicely done by Muguruza.
how about
Love
that?
15.
Kvitova making a nice move, but here she didn't split step. She kept running, and Muguruza took advantage, hitting up the line. Kvitova couldn't cut off the court, couldn't cover the main pass.
Love 13.
This
How
is
huge would it be? Sorry, Chamber. Go ahead.
no, you do.
How big would it be for Muguruza to get a service
Huge.
break to open this set after the heartbreak of the ending of that first set?
And that's where I was going. I
Yeah.
knew you were referencing that.
And a real opportunity to do just that.
And this is just the game that Muguruza would have wanted after the loss of the first set, the tiebreaker. Huge disappointment. She's getting right back up to the line, and this would be a positive start.
Huh. 15-14.
It's been a big weapon for Kvitova tonight.
We talk about how physical a match this was. Early in the first set, we could see that unfolding, and these players have played over an hour for the first set. Wonder physically where they both will be as it goes on.
Tried the drop shot. Kvitova was up to the task, and she's fought off 2 break points. Still another one to face, though.
Muguruza certainly has many more matches under her belt this year, this summer. Long matches that she's come through. Kvitova, not so much.
And a service break to open the second set for the third seed, Garbine Muguruza. After dropping the first set in a tiebreak when she had a 3-game lead.
And this is the perfect first game of a second set, trying to negate the disappointment of the first for Muguruza. And after getting up 4-1 in that first set, Muguruza looked so much in control. Things turned very quickly.
Well, Garbine only dropped one set all the way to the championship at Wimbledon. She dropped her first set of the tournament in this just completed set. Let's see where she goes from here.
Love 15.
And this is where Kvitova, she's got to get the intensity back up, maybe drop just slightly in that last game. Can't afford a major letdown here.
Wow.
Love
That's a
13.
great steadying point, and the first 2 points of the game going Kvitova's way. It's a great response after dropping serve.
Now trying to create the opportunity to break right back to start this second set.
Love 14.
Wow.
Third double fault of the match for Muguruza to 6 for Kvitova. But now triple break point for Petra.
Game Kvitova.
Matching service breaks to open
One
this second
game
set.
over,
All the
second set.
momentum gained a game ago, gone away for Garbine Muguruza.
That was a smart return from Kvitova, though. She's tried to open up the court on returns very often, but they're going hard up the middle, sensing the nerves, seeing the nerves in Muguruza after the double fault, and just putting that ball back on her racket. We haven't seen Kvitova come to the net
15
as
love.
often as she does in some matches because of the depth from Muguruza, but she's been successful moving forward.
2 of 3 points at the net for Kvitova. 1.
In this set. It's been great. And when you hit the ball with the pace and depth of Kvitova, and her shots are a bit flatter, certainly flatter than Muguruza hits the ball. That ball oftentimes has to come up. If you cut it off in the air, move forward, you're guaranteed a more aggressive position.
40 love.
Just couldn't quite catch up to that one.
Game
Service hold to love for Kvitova. They're on serve in the second set. Kvitova won the first.
Kvitova leads 2 games to 1 second set. And by 1 set to love.
Petra Kvitova has won at least one title every year on tour since 2011. Only Serena Williams has a longer active streak. She's trying to grab another big title here. Get through tonight to get a spot in the U.S. Open quarterfinals. Muguruza serving on serve in the second set.
$15 love.
If you weren't with us earlier, this has been a toe-to-toe, heavy-hitting fight between two-time Grand Slam champions. Muguruza raced out to a lead in the first set. Kvitova raced back to tie it up, went to a tiebreaker. That was won by Kvitova.
15 all.
And there have been a couple of volleys that Muguruza has struggled on. In the tiebreaker, she missed a sitter moving forward, and there, taking her eye off of it, too big of a swing. Wow, what an angle from that far back in the court.
15-13.
I mean, there is no way Muguruza could have anticipated this shot.
And on that ball that just barely caught the line,
Right.
jumped up right at her. Wow, that's terrific.
We
were talking about how Kvitova, when she finds her range, those shots start flowing. I mean, it's almost impossible to get her out of rhythm and to have an answer. And Muguruza right now struggling with that.
Facing a couple of break points.
Game
And a service break for Petra Kvitova to take a 3-games-to-1 lead in the second set.
3 games to 1 second set.
There's some players that can maybe change pace that would give Kvitova more trouble, but Muguruza hits a pretty steady ball.
USOpen.org, your online home for point-by-point live scoring, real-time stats and draws. It's the official tournament site, USOpen.org.
Let's first serve.
So Garbine Muguruza's been broken both service games in this second set.
Yes.
After the unfortunate way the tiebreak ended with the double fault at set point.
Or just before to give Kvitova a set point.
Love 15.
Yeah, double faulted at 5-3. Thank you.
And sometimes it's tough to get past that disappointment. 2 points back to back, the missed volley, the double fault. And it looked like Muguruza had gotten over it, getting the break of serve immediately in the second set. But Kvitova has just not given her room to breathe.
$15 all.
Yeah, I'll borrow one of your lines for a minute, Chanda, too. If you look at some of the statistics Kvitova's been better at converting break points than Muguruza tonight. She's had a few opportunities she hasn't converted, playing the big points better.
Yeah.
30.
And I think part
15.
of that is Kvitova's ability to create open spaces, to create more angles than Muguruza, and she can hit through the court. She's just a little flatter. Now, she may miss a little bit more, but when she's on, it's very difficult. Nicely done. That's high percentage tennis.
Good violation.
Very
Coaching warning. Ms.
Little
Muguruza.
risk.
Coaching warning.
Coaching warning. Players are not allowed to talk to their coaches. They're not allowed to get advice. Nothing more than encouragement. That's a much better point from Muguruza. More aggressive, better court
14,
positioning,
13.
working harder to stay on that baseline, and clearly trying to give her some advice. Sam Sumik there.
It is one of the conversations ongoing. Coaching visits are legal in WTA Tour events, but not legal in Grand Slams. Whether that will change in the future or not
In game.
remains to be seen.
Well, they tried it in qualifying.
They did.
Game for 1, second set.
Petra Kvitova got a
Number
roll
1
going
set.
here in the second set. With the second seed, Simona Halep, already out of the tournament. The third seed, Garbine Muguruza, is in some trouble in this second set. She lost the first set after having a 4-1 lead. She is behind 4-1 in the second set. Serving here at 1-4.
Fifteen love.
Maria Sharapova, who knocked Simona Halep out of the tournament, went out earlier today.
To Anastasia Sevastova.
Yep.
She was last year's quarterfinalist as well. Quarterfinalist again this year.
Sloane Stephens' nice run over this summer continues. She's in the quarterfinals, eliminated Julia Gerges.
Fifteen all.
Again, and the winner of this one playing Venus Williams, who needed 3 sets to oust Carla Suarez Navarro in the last match of the day session here at Arthur Ashe Stadium.
And just the barrage from Kvitova now. And Muguruza is making more unforced errors in this set than she did in all of the first.
And the rangefinder is out of calibration at the moment.
Yep. And the little change up from Muguruza, and we kind of touched on this earlier, that some players who are able to change up the pace, change the spins, can sometimes throw Kvitova off her game a little bit. It's not necessarily Muguruza's style, but she may want to try to make that adjustment. This right now for Muguruza is about competing, finding ways to win points, finding ways to keep herself in this match and maybe give Kvitova a chance to go off the boil a bit.
Game Muguruza.
Just skidded on that back line. Kvitova couldn't handle it.
Kvitova
And
leads
Muguruza
4
holds
games
with
to 2 seconds.
2-4 in the second set.
And this is where, as a player, you just have to forget about the pass, keep your goals very small if you're Muguruza trying to claw her way back into this second set and get the break of serve. You know, you're still out there, you still have a chance, regardless of where Kvitova's level is.
Win the next point.
That's all it's about.
The opportunity to win that point started with handling the serve into the body really well for Muguruza.
Yeah, and you know, she's more in the moment now, I think, than she has been in a few games previously. The last game notwithstanding.
Yeah.
Seems like she got a little discouraged, Muguruza, but right back in it here.
Done.
Wow. Very few players could hit up the line the way Kvitova just did there, so cleanly, so confidently, with pinpoint accuracy. That contact point was impeccable.
That was terrific. So let me ask you this. What do you think Sam Sumik was trying to tell Garbine to do?
Be more aggressive.
And is she doing it?
She tried. She tried. But in this game, Kvitova has turned the tables again.
Kvitova early on in this set was only dropping less than 40% of her first serves in play, yet she's up a break.
Muguruza not able to take advantage of the second serve opportunities.
Great shot to close out that service game for Petra Kvitova. 5-2 up in the second, already having won the first.
Games to 2 second sets. And 1 set to love.
The third seed, Garbine Muguruza, serving to stay in this match. Lost the first set in a tiebreak, is down 2-5 in the second.
Love.
Muguruza, one of 3 players who could, remaining players who could leave this U.S. Open at number 1. Alina Svitolina needs to reach at least the semifinals in order to have a chance. Karolina Pliskova will need to reach the final. And that's even if Muguruza goes out here. She's got the best chance of making number 1. But obviously that's a constantly moving target as the top half of the draw plays its round of 16 matches tomorrow.
It's hard to keep up. Kvitova getting in position so quickly with the feet. Is able to go either direction. Inside out, going behind Muguruza, doing the damage. And in the first set, one of the things Muguruza did so well was moving the balls, working the halves, not letting Kvitova hit on balance. Hasn't quite gotten back to that in the second here. Wow. On the run, stretched out on the forehand side, and Kvitova gives Muguruza one better.
So a match point here for Petra Kvitova.
Thank you. Players ready. Correction, the ball's good. Replay the points.
An immediate overrule from the chair.
Allison Hughes, chair umpire tonight. Only adding to the tension and drama of this match point.
I feel it. And Muguruza holding her nerve, getting the all-important first serve in. Bit of tension in the Kvitova game right now. Very tentative on that return when she's been stepping in throughout this match. That is a great hold.
So Muguruza fights off a match point for the service hold, but now has to find a way to create a break of serve, because Petra Kvitova will have the ball on her racket, serving at 5-3, up a set already.
Well, if Muguruza can make these first 2 points tough, come away with a bit of a lead, she might create a little doubt in the Kvitova game.
So good.
That is clutch.
15
That is
love.
the perfect point to play. First point of a service game, trying to close out a big match. First serve, first ball, hitting the targets.
30-15.
Eighth double fault of the match. You can say maybe she's getting tight, but with that number, the number of double faults,
Yeah.
I wouldn't necessarily chalk it up to this situation.
Well, she's serving for a match point here. You can understand a little bit of tension. That is a strong point from Muguruza, showing you why she is a two-time Grand Slam champion in her own right.
Just fighting to stay in it. Okay, now I'll say a little tight.
Well, this is a little bit of a collapse for Kvitova. Two double faults in this game, both on the same side.
Break point for Muguruza.
Left, second serve.
Miss from Muguruza. And this is the time to put the ball back on Kvitova's racket.
Opportunity missed. Now has to try and create another opportunity for herself, does Garbine. Well, Kvitova gets another chance to try and close this out.
Muguruza just a little bit more confident in this pressure situation. These are two misses. Muguruza, this point, the previous point on the ad side that she will remember if she doesn't get through this game and this match. Missed opportunities there to break serve.
Only 3 of 11 in the match on break points is Muguruza.
Muguruza stopping the point.
The ball was called in.
All right, let's see what Chase Review says.
She's right.
Definitely out. So another break point chance. If you're Kvitova, you can't keep giving Muguruza break point opportunities. At some point, she's going to convert one of them.
You're living on the edge if you're Kvitova. once said the path to a Grand Slam title was easy, and these two women are battling each other. Some tension,
Thank you,
some
players.
nerves.
Ready.
Great sport theater. Match point.
Please.
That's it. The 3 seed is out, and Petra Kvitova is in the U.S. Open quarterfinals.